Welcome to Coffee with Kevin.
So Kevin, the world has fallen apart since we last met.
A little bit, yeah.
How are you staying sane in the midst of chaos?
How do I stay sane in the midst of chaos? You know, it is a really interesting time, and you know, I want to give kind of grace and permission. Not everyone's going to handle this the same way, right? And so for me, I think a lot about legacy. I think about, and I know that's a weird thing to think about, especially in the midst of adversity, but I'm always thinking, especially with my kids, right? I've got 3 boys, and I'm always wondering, like, how do they view Dad? How do they view who I am, how I lead them, how I interact with them? And I think of that a lot right now, because this is an unprecedented time, right? Like this is, we've told our boys, this is something that your kids are going to read about in their history books, right? This is, the world has shut down, and my mind still can't fathom that, by the way. It's just, it blows my mind that this is the reality, but we are where we are. And so I often think, how do I want my kids to remember who Dad was during this time? Was he arrogant? Was he ignorant and actually put our family in danger? Was he freaked out and stressed out and just negative and shut down and kind of panicked and was unhealthy? Or was Dad still at peace? Was he confident? Was he wise? Did he still go out and try to provide for our family and fight for our highest good? Was he present with us? And so that's the thing I often think about, is who do I want to be? And what are the things that version of me would do? And it's not about the ideal version of me, but what do I want to be known for? What kind of dad, what kind of actions would that dad take? What kind of actions would that leader take? And so for me, it's always trying to match my actions with that kind of vision of who I want to be. And I also think it's mindset. You know, you can only consume so much social media. You can only consume so much news. And those things, as much as I enjoy social media around the coronavirus or around these topics, it's not leading you to a place of peace or mental strength, right? It's exhausting, it's overwhelming, it's just all bad news. And so I have to be really intentional about the things that I consume. And I've got to limit my time on social media. Don't watch the news. And again, that doesn't mean I'm not informed. I can be plenty informed, but I don't have to be consumed. I don't have to be consumed with the situation. And so mindset is such a critical thing. And some people say, well, that's easy to say. Like, it's not easy to say. I speak for a living, right? And events aren't happening. And so I've lost a significant amount because I don't get to travel and be with teams anymore. But I can sit back and whine and complain about that, or I can figure out a path forward. And so that's the other question I ask myself is, well, what's the alternative? Like, you can be hopeful, you can be positive, you can be optimistic, and that doesn't mean you're ignorant of the situation. Like, it's seeing the reality of what's going on. Like, I'm fully aware of the gravity of the situation and how serious it is, but I can still choose how I respond in the middle of it. The alternative is to lead and live out of fear, out of anxiety, out of stress. Well, that's not going to create a reality that I want to be a part of. That's not going to create a reality that I want my kids or my family or my friends or the team to be a part of. And so we get to choose our mindset. And again, that's not an easy thing. I mean, this idea of renewing your mind is a daily, sometimes multiple times a day. It's not just a switch that you flip. It's training yourself to see the good, to choose to believe in the midst of any situation.